Ever found yourself staring at your phone, needing a few bucks right now, and wondering if that investment app you've been diligently using could actually deliver? I mean, we've all been there, right? That unexpected bill, that sudden craving for your favorite takeout, or just that moment when you realize you're a little short on cash. You think, I've got money in Acorns, surely I can just pull it out, right? But then, that nagging question hits you, is an Acorns withdrawal instant? Let's be real, we live in a world of instant gratification. We can order food, stream movies, and even have groceries delivered to our door in minutes. So, it's only natural to expect our finances to keep up. But when it comes to investments, things get a little nuanced. And that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. Forget the fluff, forget the jargon, we're going to break down the reality of Acorns withdrawals, the timelines, the potential hiccups, and everything you need to know to make sure you're not left hanging when you need your money. First, let's set the stage. Acorns, for those who might be new to the party, is a popular micro-investing app. It's designed to help you automatically invest your spare change and build a portfolio over time. Think of it as a digital piggy bank, but instead of just sitting there, your money is actually working for you, growing, hopefully, through the magic of compound interest. It's a great tool for beginners, for those who want to dip their toes into investing without feeling overwhelmed. And it's especially appealing because of its simplicity. You link your bank accounts, set up your investment profile, and Acorns takes care of the rest, rounding up your purchases and investing the difference. But here's the kicker, investments, by their very nature, aren't designed for instant access. They're built for the long haul. The stock market, the bonds, the ETFs that Acorns uses, these aren't like a savings account where you can just pull out your cash whenever you want. There are processes, settlement times, and market fluctuations to consider. So, let's get down to brass tacks. Is an Acorns withdrawal instant? The short answer is no. Not at all. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just the reality of how the financial world operates. When you initiate a withdrawal from your Acorns account, you're essentially telling them to sell off a portion of your investments. This isn't like hitting a button and having the money magically appear in your bank account. There are several steps involved, each with its own timeline. First, Acorns has to process your request. This typically takes a business day or two. Then, they need to sell the securities in your portfolio. This can take another business day or two, depending on the market conditions. Finally, the funds need to settle and be transferred to your linked bank account. This can take another 1 to 3 business days. So, in total, you're looking at a time frame of anywhere from 3 to 6 business days, possibly even longer in some cases. Notice the emphasis on business days. Weekends and holidays don't count. So, if you initiate a withdrawal on a Friday afternoon, you're likely looking at a wait of a week or more. Now, why does it take so long? Well, it boils down to the way the financial system works. When you buy or sell stocks, there's a settlement period. This is the time it takes for the transaction to be officially recorded and for the funds to change hands. This is a standard procedure across the board, not just with Acorns. It's designed to ensure the accuracy and security of transactions. Another factor that can affect the timeline is the type of account you have with Acorns. If you're using their standard invest account, you will typically experience the standard processing times. However, if you're using their later account, their retirement account, withdrawals can take even longer, due to the specific regulations and requirements associated with retirement funds. And let's not forget about market volatility. If the market is experiencing a lot of fluctuations, it can take longer for Acorns to sell your securities at the desired price. This can add extra time to the withdrawal process. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's frustrating, but what can I do to speed things up? Unfortunately, there's not much you can do to make the process truly instant. However, there are a few things you can keep in mind to minimize delays. First, plan ahead. If you know you're going to need the money in a few days, initiate the withdrawal well in advance. Don't wait until the last minute. Second, make sure your linked bank account information is accurate and up to date. Any discrepancies can cause delays. Third, avoid initiating withdrawals on Fridays or before holidays. This will help you avoid the added delays associated with weekends and bank holidays. And most importantly, remember that Acorns is designed for long-term investing. It's not a substitute for a savings account. If you need quick access to your funds, it's best to keep a separate emergency fund in a high-yield savings account or another liquid asset. Now, let's address a few common questions people have about Acorns withdrawals. One question that pops up a lot is about fees. Does Acorns charge a fee for withdrawals? The answer is generally no. Acorns doesn't typically charge a fee for standard withdrawals. However, there may be fees associated with certain types of transfers, such as outgoing wire transfers. It's always a good idea to check their fee schedule for the most up-to-date information. Another question is about withdrawal limits. Are there any limits on how much you can withdraw from your Acorns account? Again, the answer is generally no. Acorns doesn't typically impose strict withdrawal limits. However, there may be limitations imposed by your bank or by the regulations associated with certain types of accounts, such as retirement accounts. And finally, let's talk about the emotional aspect of withdrawals. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of seeing your investments grow, but it's important to remember that the market goes up and down. If you find yourself constantly checking your account and feeling anxious about market fluctuations, it might be a sign that you need to adjust your investment strategy. Remember, investing is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about building wealth over time, not about getting rich quick. And while it's understandable to want instant access to your funds, it's important to be patient and understand the processes involved. So, to recap, is an Acorns withdrawal instant? No. It typically takes 3 to 6 business days, possibly longer. This is due to the processing times, settlement periods, and market fluctuations associated with investing. Plan ahead, keep your information accurate, and remember that Acorns is designed for long-term growth. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.